welcome back to another episode of the Really Bad Podcast. I'm no longer fingering women. I know that's a crazy start to the podcast, but I had a recent event where I did it so poorly that, it's just not my thing. I don't think I'm meant to be like sexual. I think I'm just here to be funny and for the vibe. So if any women are looking for the vibe, hit my line. You feel me? What else is going on? Yeah, I got a little bit of TikTok fame right now, so I'm a little heavy-handed when it comes to how I talk to people. I be looking at niggas different now because they so poor. And speaking of poverty, today's a special day. Today we have a special guest. But before I intro this, let me just give like the rundown. Let's see. I started this podcast May 10th. That was my first episode. From that first episode till episode about like 18, this person has either had a call out, a shout out, a reference. So this is well anticipated. Possibly one of many. We'll see how bad this goes. Everybody give it up for my brother ex-girlfriend.
That's wild. I don't even get an intro. I don't even have a name.
Well, cause I was gonna let you introduce yourself.
Okay, got you.
See, you don't watch enough. So yeah, introduce yourself. Let everybody know where you from, where you coming at.
Yeah, Alicia. I'm from Fort Worth, Texas, but I've been everywhere, so yeah, I can speak to that.
You be in the streets.
Not like that, but yeah.
Tight shit. So, Alicia, you've been, one of the early adopters of the Really Bad Fan Club, and greatly appreciative of it. I'm happy that you took a chance on the podcast. Why?
I'd say because, well, first of all, let's just address the fact that this could have been started way earlier.
Fair point.
But you've been, lacking.
Mm-hmm.
Not in content, but just in, what's the word? Go get 'em attitude type. You should have been done this, is what I'm trying to say.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
And the fact that it took you until I moved out here really kind of pissed me off, but that's
Whoa.
neither here nor there. But
Yeah.
yeah, I wish you did while I was still out there, because then, I would have been. I feel like there's so much content that could be had between us, but.
Well, I'm gonna be honest with you. You were a little. It felt like you were very apprehensive when you first met me. It feels like you were scared to say something to me because I talk too crazy. So.
But that's how I am, and I didn't. Well, every time I came up there, you always had a situation.
That is a good point. It
was this wild, untimely shit.
Fuck my mom. Yeah.
Or we were with your parents, and I was trying to act crazy in front of them, or speak certain ways in front of them.
Right.
Or it was like Maya's game or something, or.
So can I interject with that one?
Yeah, go ahead.
That's actually the first time I saw you in person was at my sister's soccer game, and I'm just gonna out you a little bit. There was this one girl, this Spanish girl that played on the team who was running a little slow, and you kept laughing at her, and you was making fun of her under your breath, and I was like, how she gonna make fun of her own peoples like that? It tripped me up a little bit, so I was really fucking with it.
I don't recall, but I thought you were gonna mention, because somebody on her team had my name. Maybe that's why we were trying to talk of her like my people, and I was just trying to give her. You know what? I don't even remember the story, but I'm gonna let you have that one.
So funny enough, the girl that shares the same name as you, she just survived the school shooting. So shout out to her. So, Appalachia, she go to that school. Swear to God.
That's the school?
Yeah, up the street. So that's not funny.
Damn.
That's just real shit.
Not at all.
It's just real shit though.
Whenever I saw, well, obviously I knew it happened in the U.S., but whenever I saw where it was, I was like, holy shit, that's close to. Damn.
So. Again, not to make fun of them, they've suffered like just tremendously in the sphere of sports. So like it was even worse because I was like, damn, like they can't win anything.
That school or that person?
That school.
Okay.
Yeah, no, fuck him. I hope that kid die. But Everything else though, it's just like they were like the laughing stock of our region. So it's
I don't give a fuck about that guy. I was talking about the person on the team.
oh
On the soccer team.
nah, I just don't fuck with her daddy because he weird. But anyway, that's besides the fact. So
Okay, yeah.
so now that we've introed that you are my brother's ex-girlfriend, I got my first question is how big is it?
Wow, that. Out of respect, I'm not even gonna talk about.
Hey Miles, that sound like
That's your one. That's your one. That's your one.
hey Miles. You know what I'm saying? Oh, good thing I don't have women I've slept with on here. Okay. So you're white, right?
No.
Oh, I mean you have white in you.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, yes.
Okay. How white are you?
I mean, my mom's mixed, so like, quick maths.
Wait, so when it's a white person and a Latin, I take it that person is Mexican?
My mom?
No, yeah, like half Mexican.
Yeah, she's
Okay.
half.
Mexican though.
And then yes.
And your daddy Mexican.
Yes.
Okay. So of those white people that exist in your family, do you fuck with them?
I fuck with one aunt. Outside of that, they're not. I mean, they were around when I was like growing up, but 2016 happened,
Ooh, okay.
and then that was like, oh yeah, cut off. Obviously, I moved away, so it's easy to like not be around them. But like, I don't see them when I go home now. I don't.
What was 2016?
Presidential stuff.
Oh, I couldn't vote then, so I didn't even remember. Damn.
The uprise and yes, you were at that because we're the same age, right?
I was 17.
Oh, never mind.
Type
Oh
shit.
yeah, September.
Yeah. I just turned 25. Just turned 25 type shit. So have you ever killed anybody?
No, I've never killed anybody.
Okay. The reason why I asked that question, just for the viewers so they can get roped in, there's an extensive history of said person, which I mentioned in a previous episode, being an agent of the government and is trying to infiltrate the black community. But past that joke and past the surface level, you have experience within the armed forces type shit, right?
Type.
Yeah. So funny enough, now I don't want to really harp on my brother too much, but this is I used to clown him early in y'all relationship because you were stationed elsewhere and he was like FaceTiming Dallas Mavericks games at like 2 a.m.
Yeah. That's the real one.
Yeah, that shit was annoying as fuck.
That was the bubble. That was the bubble.
Was the bubble, wasn't it? Because that was peak COVID. That was right before we sold the Silverback. So, well, just journey with me real quick as I kind of go over something. So, I would assume you enlisted right out of high school or?
The year after.
Okay.
So I graduated 17, joined 18.
Why'd you take that year?
I was gonna go to college.
Okay.
And then I saw how expensive it was, and I was like, yeah, I'm not trying to go in debt.
Where were you
So
gonna go?
fuck it. Texas State.
Ain't that an HBCU?
No.
Oh, but they got like too many blacks, right?
There's no such thing.
Listen, as a black.
There's not. You're suburban. It's different for you.
Whoa. Okay, actually, I was gonna talk about that because you're my first Texan that I've ever spoken to. Do people in Texas think that they're tough? Like, is there okay, y'all say machismo, but like, is there like a grit that Texans take over? Because you say you from Fort Worth, right?
Yeah.
So I know that's like Dallas is right here, Fort Worth is right here, and I know it's a lot of niggas or just a lot of ethnics in Fort Worth.
Yeah.
Do y'all think y'all hard?
I say Houston takes more of that hard thing.
Right.
Like rep Texas and all that, but it's so different. Like I don't know if you can see that whenever it keeps doing that. My bad.
No, you good.
The little thumbs up. But in Texas, like if you're from the city, it's completely different from people who are not. If you're not from Fort Worth, Dallas, Houston, or San Antonio, like everything else is different.
So what makes you say I'm a suburbskin, right? Are you not a suburbskin?
Because I'm from the city. Like Gwinnett, you can't. Gwinnett is not the city.
Okay, but like Fort Worth is not really a city though. Like Dallas is the city. It's the major city.
No, they're connected. The whole metro area is like, just like how y'all say Atlanta metro area is just like Fort Worth, Dallas. Like they used to be two separate cities, but it's grown so much that it's the same metro.
But you didn't grow up in like an apartment in the middle of the block. You grew up in a house.
That's very true. That's very true. But like the demographic is that of a city versus the demographic of Gwinnett County is suburban.
Fair, but now
that's what I mean.
I respect that.
Infrastructure wise, demographic wise.
Okay, because I'm an optics person, and when I see a bunch of houses, I go white people. When I see a bunch of apartments, I think blacks, Hispanics, ethnics. Maybe that's racist on my part.
Yeah, I think that's.
But no, let's be honest. Multi-generational living in like the let's just go Mexican because you are from Texas and that's the majority of the people down there. From a Mexican perspective, is 4 generations in a house. A smaller home, of course, just because of.
That is true.
So I'm already equating, George Lopez. What other Mexican?
Let's also not equate dwelling with like capacity though, because you can have a much smaller dwelling, but we're gonna be in that like 3 generations deep.
Okay, respect.
Yeah.
Respect. I don't know, but okay, but then on that, right? You grew up around all the ethnics, right?
I want to say all.
See, because I grew up around all the ethnics, so I'm really from the hood for real. Like I'm really in the city type shit. Cause I don't know how much you know about our background, but we moved around a lot, so we was around niggas a lot. You know what I'm saying?
I say where y'all ended up is not like as diverse, but when y'all first got to Georgia, I would say is more. And then obviously up in Detroit too, but yeah.
Nah, that don't count. Well, at least not for me. He could claim that because he was there for like 7 years. I was only there for like 4. Furthermore, so Texas, big Texas, everything's bigger in Texas. What made you choose a 5'6" African American man as your suitor if everything else is bigger in Texas, as well as you being bigger?
Let's not say bigger. Like I'm not stout like you. I'm like
crazy. I'm 155 pounds now. You ain't seen me in a minute. I'm a little different.
Damn. We're looking almost the same then.
Yeah, but you also got the height, so for you even skinny. So anyway, regardless, why you choose a little 5'6"? Well, I'm not gonna do my brother like that. He 5'7.5" in some shoes, but 5'6" in reality. You said what?
He's like 5'8". I think he's 5'8".
Nah, we measured him once with a tape measure. He doesn't take it. It's like the presidential election. He don't fuck with it. He's like, nah, we got to do a recount, even though I was there to bear witness. But my sister was only 6, and she half special, so she can't really recount the story.
Let me see. Damn, out of respect for everybody involved.
Okay.
I'm gonna just say. I mean, I was completely different when I first moved to Georgia, so like. As soon as I met somebody from Atlanta, he was the first person I ever met from Atlanta. And like, he gave me his number. He said 678, and I was like, 9998212, like as a joke, right? Because I never heard somebody say that shit out loud. So I was like, he's like, no, like actually that's my area code. And I'm like, oh, so like Atlanta, bro. And then I think that's kind of what I don't know, the music scene, the culture. I always liked being up there. Very much like, what was that face?
This nigga not from Atlanta.
I know. But like, when you move from 7, it's pretty much, you were raised there. Like, that's what you claim. Like, you went to high school there.
If you move from who?
From Michigan. If you move at 7, I'm saying.
Oh, okay. I was like, who's 7? I thought that was a nigga. I didn't know who that was. I was like, that's different. Okay.
Age.
Yeah. Well, in relation to that, my brother is also he's a what do they call it now? A dick rider. So he's just gonna hop on every trend he can. That was just a shot. But okay, so but again, 5'6", a smaller man. What made the petite man catch your eye?
He's not petite, but I say to sum it up, he's a creative. And so that's what I was very much into at the time. Like in all aspects, whether it's art, like music. I mean, even his job now, he kind of gets the opportunities to do stuff like that. So
Right, right. So you gave him creative. You said that twice now. He's
so
not.
he is a creative.
You said to you exactly. But to the world, he's not.
I feel like to the world he is too. He needs to stop being stubborn and just release all his shit instead of what you do too. Just go ahead and put it out there.
Okay. Anyway, I'm the only artist in the family. Anyway, so petite man, you go and get this. But how tall are you?
I'm 5'9".
5'9". Damn. Big as hell. That's crazy. I did not know you was 5'9".
It's only big to you.
I meant big in relation to him. Everything big to me. I don't really take no offense to that. That's what I'm just saying. Like, cause see, I like big. I like the big bitches. You know, I like
Yeah.
210 and above. But you got to be under 5'5". And see, he the opposite. He like little small, but like tall. He like I'm long. You know what I'm saying? Like, you could probably grip a basketball. You know what I'm saying? What?
I can't. I wish I could. I can grip a volleyball though.
I mean, come on. I know a couple of kids that got limp hands that could do that. How did you play sports growing up?
I did, and I do still currently.
I mean, if you don't do it professionally as an adult, you no longer play that sport. I'm sorry. So,
Okay.
what sport was that?
Growing up, it was volleyball and soccer. Now it's just volleyball.
Copy. Okay, yeah, volleyball's a leisure sport. You can't really do nothing with that. So,
It's beyond the league I play with is not an intramural league.
I don't know what that means. Like, what are you trying to, like, is there validity in that? You don't play professionally, do you?
No, I do not.
Okay, so then shut up. So we go past that, and then we go to y'all's relationship. I don't really care about that, but more about you. It has since ended since I've indicated that you are his ex-girlfriend. Now the saying goes, once you go, you know what I'm saying, you never go back. Since it has ended, have you gone back to the blacks?
Since I had, yeah.
Okay.
I want to say back. It's just like a. Yeah, I don't know how to say it without making myself sound goofy as fuck, but it was never not that before him, so I don't know why.
Oh, okay, a little consistency. Okay, something he's not familiar with in relationships, consistency. All right, so you go back to the blacks. Have you ever been with the other ones, the whites, the other half of you?
I have.
Ooh, that's crazy. Why?
It was very out the blue.
Okay, respect.
Yeah.
Respect. So in the lieu of you guys' relationship, I assume since you're the bigger person, both figuratively and literally, were you the one that would put the hands on him? You know what I mean? Would you like rough him up and be like, "Hey, nigga, sit down"? Like, was it more like that?
Mean, not in any domestic violence type situations, but definitely like.
Put them paws on him.
I would say it was mutual.
Okay.
It was equivalent.
Okay. So doing my research of you, past the figuring out that you were white. I also caught a glimpse of your TikTok page, to which you have 2 published TikToks, if I'm not mistaken. And one of them was about men and I forgot, it was something about women's rights. So as a woman,
you're talking about whenever Roe v. Wade was first.
Right, you know.
Yeah.
Oh, actually, before I gotta, since I'm talking to a op, I gotta. That's for your involvement in, you know, incarcerating black people. But as somebody who is very political yourself, I won't say you're political in the sense that you out here like marching, because you can only do so much within your current confines of who you are in society. But as a ethnic woman in the world and standing so firmly on political beliefs, as we sit today, only a month or so away from the election, seeing that you work within government, what are you doing to ensure that black people have rights in this nation?
So first, I'll preface with my views aren't that of the, organization that I'm a part of.
Type shit.
First and foremost. But what am I? You said, what am
What are you doing instead of touching them? What are you doing to ensure black men's safety black people as a whole? Wait, time out, real quick before you answer. Do you have black friends?
Of course.
Okay, just wanted to make sure. Now continue.
I feel like it's wild that you have to ask that question, but I digress. First and foremost, voting. Like, I think I'm so glad that your one video that has gone viral, first of many,
Type shit.
was the one of you saying like we have to stop all the middle ground nonsense, because I feel like a lot of people are in that situation where they don't know what to do because they're like, oh, both parties are bad, but it's like that same ideology has been what's held everything back for so long. So it's like, bro, unless you change that mindset, it's just not gonna change. But yeah, I don't even know how it's a question in this election. I don't know how people even have to think about what to choose as if it's not obvious. And it's not because how people look. Shouts out to you.
No, it definitely is. Politics is, I think, about 50% optics. They only vote for him because he's white.
Oh, yeah. I meant like
her attractiveness.
Some of the wild shit you're saying about.
No, I stand by it.
Yeah, you should. I'm saying, you know what? I digress. Okay.
I love the hoes.
By any means, I'll say by any means to get somebody to vote.
Type shit.
I'll take it.
Well, you know what? Actually, real quick though, I don't want to cut you off, but I am. Now everybody under that TikTok are getting on my mans who said he ain't had no opinion. Now listen, he is an active gang member. I don't know why we have an expectation for him to have such a charged political opinion. He's a great father, a great person, and he just don't fucking know who he gonna vote for. The nigga that's a cop or the nigga that don't like niggas. That's a lot. That's a lot for somebody to juggle. Somebody in your position where you are part of an organization that in a reflection of your own beliefs probably won't adhere to the same belief, that system that you adhere to, right? So there's gonna be inner conflict all the time. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, the fact that we literally have a convicted felon running against, I mean, you can call her a cop, but that is wild. Like, what's the year, 2024?
Type shit.
And that's our pool. Anyways.
I feel like we know too much about them. I think that's the issue. Before, politics was shrouded in mystery. You know, Obama popped up out of nowhere for 90% of America. And then we like, oh, this black dude who, you know, ain't got gold teeth or got shot at or like got a criminal record. Oh, that's amazing. It made little black people like me go like, well, shit, I could probably do something. Somebody like you who's a little more ethnic, so you kind of, you file between the lines because it's not somebody that look like you, but it's closer than the others. You probably can back that shit like, oh, respect, like, Crody for us too type shit. Now we in a position where we got little Indian lady, Indian and black, whatever they call her now, because I know them racists on the right side, they don't like her. You know, we got her, and now they want to talk about her past because she was out there freaking it with that mayor, then she was freaking it with Montel, then she was like, ooh, she slept her way to the top. Do you support that? Do you support?
Freaking it is crazy. Do I support sleeping your way to the top?
Yeah. Like, as a woman.
I think that rhetoric is insane for people to be putting that shit on her name.
That's a good point. Fair point.
And it doesn't make sense anyways. And in a way, she slept with all these people to get to this top. Like, no. She's now serving what? All three branches of the government?
All of them.
And running for president, like, versus what? Some failed businessman? And people think that's like something to be proud about? Like, come on now.
Well, okay, but you lived in what I would assume is a very segregated area. I've read stuff about Dallas and Fort Worth that a lot of the city center is congested with like pockets of ethnic groups instead of it being more like diversified in like community. With your experiencing, I mean, what, you grew up, we're around the same age, so you grew up within your first president of like your conscious mind was probably George Bush, and then you get Obama, and now, you know, we've had everybody since. How did you go to school with white people?
No, so my school was like literally half Mexican, half black. We had like 2 or 3 white people, but they were like the only kids to bring their lunch to school. Like, white people, they ride their bikes. Everybody else gets on the bus or gets picked up. So they were very like, I would say, not the best representation of their race, I guess. Damn, hopefully they don't get me.
No. That's calm.
And then, like, obviously my neighborhoods and stuff also reflected that. So my exposure, I guess saying segregated is kind of like a good way to describe Fort Worth, especially at that time. Now it's kind of like on the verge of gentrification and all types of weird shit happening, but yeah, I mean, my upbringing was hardly ever around white people,
right?
Especially the very like racist. If it was white people, it was like white people who were adjacent to everybody else, so they was like understood.
Copy.
It wasn't like the
yeah.
You know.
So were you ever outside of that bubble though? Like, did you go to other places, or did you stay kind of central to the city all of your life?
I mean, the only time I went out was like to visit my family in Colorado, but they were very much like the granola type.
Copy.
That was the white side.
Copy.
The granola type that like didn't exhibit any behaviors of some weird shit. So I guess I always saw that shit as like idiotic. Like whenever the 2016 situation happened and then they all started coming out of their shells, I guess.
Right.
He enabled them in their ideologies. But I think that's why it's so difficult for me to like understand how they think. Cause I'm like, what the fuck? Like y'all been like this the whole time?
You know what? That's interesting. Cause I grew up around country white people, so their rhetoric and his rhetoric are synonymous. I've always just registered and clocked it.
Made sense to you.
Yeah. So like when people are like, why do people like him? So people like you who you know, I hear Texas, I assume if you're not at the very south of Texas, you white, right? Like the 90% of the state is white in my head, because my only viewpoint of Texas is like sandy cheeks, George Bush, and like really bad football out of Dallas, right?
Out of Dallas?
Yeah.
DFW football. You know what? I'll give you some credit, because the best football comes out of Texas and Georgia and Florida, but you can go back to what you're saying. I wasn't gonna let that shit just pass.
No, well, I'm really talking
like
about.
We don't produce good football.
Yeah, y'all might, but I was talking about more so at the professional level. The poor play of. I mean, Dallas has sucked my whole life.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I thought you were talking. I mean, I was about to say like, what you mean like Kyler Murray, Baker Mayfield?
Why you name the worst two of all of Texas?
It's just the ones I think like DFW. The people.
Oh, okay.
I grew up, because Kyler Murray was like OU whenever I was at the same age as him. So
Copy.
Baker Mayfield too. Like those are my high school years. So that's just the first thing.
Okay, respect. I didn't know they was around that area. My bad. Cause again, Kyler Murray. I actually have beef with Kyler Murray. He don't know this, but I'm gonna tell him now. Kyler Murray, you used to mess with this girl who ended up going to the college that I went to. And I'm not saying I was like messing with her, but I thought I could mess with her. And then you ended up flying her out at some point, and y'all smacked. And then she came back and she tried to like get some swipes off my car at the Commons. So fuck you, Kyler Murray. I didn't even know who that was.
Was Kennesaw diverse, or was it just like?
Ooh, black.
Okay.
I think 40% of our student body was black. So it's a black ass school now. So it's pretty cool because it's like a fake HBCU because it's cheap. And it's just like they got Lil Tyler coming to their homecoming this year, and people were excited. When I went, we had Jesse McCartney, so like you can see that shift. And
what the fuck?
You feel what I'm saying? 7 years later, we got we got fucking Lil Tyler.
Did you go see him perform?
No, because when I heard they were doing the swag surf to start off the concert, I was like, I'm good.
His concert?
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah. And then they had Megan Thee Stallion 3 years ago, so like. They've definitely gotten more. It's not even diverse because I want to say it's just black kids.
Do you think they got more aware?
No.
Of like,
I just think black people go there now. I don't think it has anything to do with like anything past that. But I don't even rep Kennesaw. I didn't graduate. The fuck? Why you bringing up shit? I
thought you did.
No, I'm a college dropout. I got 30 credits left. That's all. I got a full year of school left and I'm done. But I just haven't done it yet.
Okay.
Yeah. That's around the time that y'all started dating.
Finished.
Nah. I'm the smartest. I just don't have good follow through. The reason why this podcast didn't come out to this year. But you know what? We've already been here about 25 minutes, so I'm gonna end it now. Only because in future dates, possibly we're gonna have an in-person version of this. You know, God willing. Is it in November? You said you're gonna be around here?
Yeah, November 17th, 16th,
All right.
around there.
All right, good. Because I got a colonoscopy in October, so they're gonna be touching on my butt. So I gotta make sure I recovered enough
For
in
your
time.
GERD or for your just normal shit?
Both.
Literally.
Both. Just general. Okay. Nah, just general. My body's just breaking down on me. But I thought I had a STI again, and I thought that was what was happening. But then she was like, "Nah, your stomach just hurt, brother." And I was like, "All right, well." Anyway, we gonna pray it's not AIDS or anything crazy. But I appreciate you coming on. But you have any closing remarks before we head out? You got anything else you want to say?
I do not. More to come, more to come.
You don't want to shout out no people?
I feel like we didn't even get into the concert really, but it's fine.
No.
You're probably nervous or something.
Me, no. But the reason why I didn't want to is because I have let's just say when you come in November, I have a surprise. So, I didn't want to waste it because my questions are a little more. I need your general reaction, and through the virtual side of it, you know. So, last question for you. We're gonna end it off. How big is it?
Bro, no.
Just like do it with your hands.
I'm not.
Okay, so I'm gonna give you common household appliances that could be put into comparison.
That's you, brother. I know you've seen him.
I've never seen my pause. Never seen my brother naked.
I don't think that's true.
I've never seen him naked from the waist down.
Y'all used to be in locker rooms together.
Yeah, but I was actually good at football, so they put me where the good people were at, and he still with like the kids that like.
How tall were you in high school?
I've been okay. First off, that had nothing to do with skill. All right.
No, I'm just saying. I don't know what position you play, so I'm trying to work it in my head where you would fit on the field.
So I've been the same height since 6th grade. I've been 5'2.5" since 6th grade. So they thought I was going somewhere for real. They were like, "Oh, he got it in him. He got a fucked up knee. My knee had a little bump in it." So they were like, "Yeah, that means it's growth." But I play running back. I'm running back. I'll send you my highlights when we done.
You have the huddle? Yeah, that's what I was gonna ask.
Yeah.
You have the huddle?
Just type in Justin Beckwith huddle. It's only my sophomore year highlights because I quit going into my junior year. It's JV. Hey, it's JV, but hear me out. I didn't play.
JV as a that's not right.
That's a sophomore.
I'm talking about him.
Oh no. He don't have no huddle highlights. So that lets you know that somebody was really about it. And he like if you type in his name in huddle, you're not gonna see shit. You see mine. It's up out of there. So I'll send it to you after this. Don't worry.
You think I'm playing? I'm gonna look and I'm gonna.
Okay. Look, you can't go highlight for highlight with me. Not you specifically, but like most people. Like I'm told. Man, hold up. Do I got my little placard? I got a little placard that shows I was the scout team player of the year that year. My final year of football. I had over 1,000 yards rushing on JV. Again, I know that's not saying much. I had about 1,000 yards rushing, about 7 touchdowns. I was nice. I would have been something. But see, when I noticed that I wasn't growing up, I was only growing out. I was like, nobody want to see my little fat ass running, And
so what'd you move to after you quit? Like, did you do any other sports or extracurriculars?
I was with the hoes every day. Stephanie Salazar every day. I don't remember the other girl name. Damn.
It seems like that is not that many then.
Nah, it really was.
Memorable. Okay.
It was like this girl that moved to my neighborhood, and I was just using her because I was like, I need a ride home. So Christina. See, I knew her name. No, that was it. So yeah, anything else you want to say? You sure you ain't got nothing to shout out before you go?
I mean, I have so much to say, but it's just gonna feel like a conversation between us that I can save it. Like
perfect. This has been a really bad podcast. She won't say how big it is. So Miles, I just want you to know, we just gonna have to start getting all your exes on. Which actually, he don't have many. I think it's just you, and I think it's just you. Okay, wait. Actually, yeah. Before we go, what do you think went wrong?
I mean, I moved out here, so long distance is hard, especially when y'all both got jobs that keep you like out. And plus, you know me, I'm never in the same city for like more than 2 weeks. So.
Yeah, but if the relationship started long distance, why couldn't it last long distance?
Because same state long distance is different than like opposite ends of the country long distance.
Yeah, I used to clown him because I was like, I don't love pussy enough to want to drive 4+ hours to go see somebody. So I told him, I said, all due respect, because he had that little shitty Malibu, or no, that Cobalt, that Chevy Cobalt, had the power windows, and he was whipping that bit. He was whipping that bit for good, but he used to take his ass up every 2 weeks, or maybe every weekend. So you stayed in my apartment more than I did.
It got better after the Kennesaw apartment, but I mean, it's still far as shit. So.
Yeah. Oh wait, hold up. Real quick. So I mentioned a story about when you came over for Thanksgiving and you wore a dress. I want to give you your platform.
That's so foul. Go ahead. Say what you're gonna say.
No, I want you to give at least a reason as to why, because Miles said that he said you didn't have to. Now, we are a family that don't get dressed for any. My parents don't get dressed for funerals. We just wake up and go. You feel what I'm saying? Like, we a sport family. All we wear is athletic gear. Why did you choose to wear a dress? And did you ever feel uncomfortable while wearing that dress?
I didn't feel uncomfortable until we went downstairs. Cause I was trying to, like, do stuff, like, play game. We were definitely on the playing game type vibes. But I think, which I've only met her, like, a couple times. Your aunt, I forget her name.
Erin. Fuck Erin.
I'm not gonna say that, but
type shit.
I think she was, like, kind of performative, and so like the vibes once we went to the basement was a little different, but I was never like physically uncomfortable because of the dress, and I wore it. First of all, it was a sweater dress, so don't have me out here looking like I just put on some elegant ass dress while y'all just in some pajamas. Like,
yeah, you wore some dress. You wore a dress and some Timbs or like some boots.
They weren't Timbs, they were Puma boots. Okay,
that didn't make it. That's very Mexican of you to wear some Puma boots.
They didn't even look like Timbs.
Respect that.
They were not like structured like Timbs.
They had fur on them, didn't they?
No, it was like the suede. It was suede.
Type shit. Okay, anyway. So you wore that, and wait. So speak on Erin real quick, because I don't really fuck with Erin. She was like, oh, you know what? I'm not gonna lie. Erin has the child that's a little, like, I feel like, no.
You say too many damn names on this publicly. This is crazy. Okay, go ahead.
I'm about to rectify it real quick. She has younger children, and she's a teacher, so I feel like naturally she's just overly performative. She's like an overly emotional person, and she had her daughter with her, so she was probably like entertaining her daughter at the same time trying to, so like, and she just weird. She awkward sometimes. That's just my auntie. I don't really fuck with her right now.
She was very nice and like cordial and everything, but I just think she thought like, okay, we have company, like let me, cause you know your dad.
Yeah.
I wasn't about to do shit, so I think she felt like she had to make me feel comfortable.
Okay.
And that was her reasoning for.
Did you like my mom?
Yeah.
Okay.
I love her.
Yeah, my mom was like.
Your dad too. I just wish he would let me talk to him the way I need to talk to him.
My dad don't talk to me like that.
I know, and that's the thing. He don't talk to anybody like anything.
Nah. That's my dad though. You feel what I'm saying? He also is low key autistic, like in the greatest of ways. Like,
oh, for sure.
Come on, really good at math, but then can't look at you in your eyes. So it's weird
He
shit.
can spit off any like statistic in sports, but then like you continue to try to talk to him like, oh yeah, I also know about this thing, and he's just like, and I'm like, damn, my bad.
Yeah, he be lying though. Anyway, it's the Really Bad Podcast. Thank you.
Anxiety, I never really want you know. Sobriety, you never really hurt my soul. If anxiety, please just let me go. Oh, yeah. They want me on the climb and pin the Ritalin and all this little fickle shit that make my mind go and explode. I never been on top of all this shit. Probably just sobriety until it can suck a dick, cause it helped me grow. Inside the little man, inside this anxiety, they got me losing my mind. I never thought I'd ever see the ground again, cause I could climb the highest mountain and I free fall down, because vagina got my life to spin. I'm back on my bullshit, I'm crazy. I'm back on my bullshit, I'm crazy. I'm back on my bullshit, I'm crazy. I'm back on my bullshit. I'm back of my bullshit. I'm crazy, baby. Come just touch on me, lady. Lazy, please don't play with me, baby. Fuck it. This what happen when you lose your fucking mind. When you running time to time, everybody stress you out, but still nobody press your line when it's time and you bout to put the line to your mind. Fuck it.